Okay, here's a look at the emini S&P for Friday, February the 24th, 2012. What we're looking at here, what we like to use at emini Day Trader, is the market profile. So this is today's market and volume profile, and this is what we had yesterday, Thursday. The one in the middle here is what occurred overnight. So we were looking still at the 69 level for a test, and as you can see, the market got within just two ticks, 1/2 of a point. As it rallied up overnight and did find resistance there and then pulled in pretty well for the rest of the day, making this low here and then closing right about here, a pretty weak close. So the 62 was the other area that we had mentioned that we would like to see to act likely as support. So as you can see, the market basically held resistance and held support. Now if this support does not hold going into early next week, then we're going to look down around the 58 area as the next area of support. We still think the market is in an up move, but it could certainly have the need to take a bit of a rest here before it really starts to move up again, if in fact it's going to do that. So that's basically our look at the overall market. And here's the profiles that we also use in our analysis of the market. Here is our software showing our trades today. The blue up arrow is a long trade, so you can see we actually had 3 of them triggered there. Then on the way down we had 3 short trades triggered, and then another short trade later in the day. Now this long trade was entered right here, and we were still in it when these other trades were triggered. So this is our first trade of the day, and we actually held this all the way up to here. We got stopped out on for a gain of 2 points on the final partial there. For a total of 5 points on that trade. The short trade we entered here, it went sideways for about 10 minutes. And because we're in an intraday up auction, even though we did have the red filter, it wasn't something that we really wanted to hold for too much longer. So ended up with a break even on that. As you can see, holding it for a bit longer would have worked out quite nicely. The type of trades that we did have up here that combined together were pretty powerful. So some of our members were able to hold on to that, just placing a very small 3-tick stop on that once it went sideways for 10 minutes. So it certainly had the potential for something to move pretty good and test the low of the day, which it did come down here. We had this short trade entered here, actually didn't get filled till here, kind of went back and forth until it finally dropped 2.5 or 2.25 points there. We also had the red filter here. This is actually number 2, and this is number 3. And so that worked out quite well, reaching both the first and second objective. So 3 trades today, although the second and third trades were against the intraday bias, but had good reason to take them. Some of our traders took them, some didn't. It's really when you get into a 2 out of 3 situation, it's really a question of whether or not you want to go ahead and take the trade, and for how long you actually want to hold on to it for. So on that basis, that's why obviously every trader has is at their own discretion whether or not they want to take the trade to begin with, or how long they're going to hold it, etc. But they are able to tell using our methodology and our software as to the degree of potential in the trade, not only from a very short time frame basis within the day time frame, but also the what we really had as far as a market condition going into the day. So that's really what we're looking at over the for Friday here. It was obviously a very quiet day. The entire range of the day, I believe, was about 6 points. So it was good to be able to take up some good profit even on a day where it was didn't obviously offer a lot. So that's good to see. So we're going to keep monitoring those levels that I was just mentioning, and we're just going to see how they pan out going into early next week. There's be some more news, of course, tomorrow or next week, I should say. Now that could very well, dictate the market's direction, but we're just going to have to wait and see how all that unfolds. But good to see the market still offering us some good opportunities, even within just a very, very tight range that we had today. So you can contact. Oh, actually, I want to show you one other thing. But here's the email to contact us at info@emini Day Trader. I just got one other chart I wanted to show you today, and this goes back to our Day Trade the Market software, which you may have received the emails from us, but you can see up here we had the from this point on, fairly early in the day, we had the barrier, upper resistance barrier here, and the lower support area. The market traded in here. Well, the market came down, and you can see it tested right to the low, or right when it tested down low, it hit our support right on the dot, kind of hovered above it for some time. And then we had one of our level 2 selling bars come in. And so what we're really trying to do, once these barriers are actually identified, the expectation is that the upper barrier, if it's red, will act as resistance. So we're looking to get short in a situation like that. So we just print that in there. And the barrier at the bottom is obviously support. And when we have an area like that, our expectation, at least to begin with, is that we're going to look to get long. And so, this is what we're looking at doing down here. So when the market hovered in here and then gave a good test lower like this, but had no follow through, it gave us a good opportunity to, when that was rejected and the market took out that bar's high, to go ahead and get on the long trade with the objective being up here. Now this just so happens to be the emini Russell today. We didn't have one like this in the ES today. I would have shown it to you, but it's so it's obviously every market has its own thing every day, and they're not going to be identical, even though these two markets are quite closely correlated. And so that was a nice trade, because getting long down here just below 626, it rallied up to 629. I'm sorry, 826 to 829. So a good 3-point move. That's $300 per contract. So it was a nice move, and that's where our target was. We had a similar scenario in here. It hovered mostly inside the resistance area, and then tried to move higher. We had a level 2 selling aggression here and here. When the market came back down in, obviously the next target was once again back towards the low. And this is just the natural auction process as it cycles through each day. And this is really what we're trying to do with our software, is follow the market through that lens to make sense of it, and then to identify good trading opportunities when a support or resistance is rejected, or when a support or resistance is pierced through, and then quite often will become either flip over from support to resistance or resistance to support, and give us some really good trading opportunities. So anyway, that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching. Of course, any questions, always welcome to send an email to info@daytradethemarkets.com. Other than that, that'll be it for today. So thanks for watching the video. Have a great weekend, and we will see you again on Monday.